big game. I always say, Anka Arsenal and Madrid, Nanka Bayern Inter, I always say a big game. The party. Oh, can you cry Bayern Inter? But now Real Madrid. Said you'll be a person Madrid. It's me lose and no.
And the Ghana needs so Arsenal. Second is say baby a Ghana need be no support. Him say Nadia. Ebi a best Sunday because say baby a Ghana ni bia will be or town which
no cray. And I will say you Arsenal so Real Madrid at this stage I check 19 years in ye. Wow. The last time I'm about Ireland in this year Arsenal no 0-0 so after 19 years Real Madrid asaba London or Baba this year Arsenal bubu. By kweku. Yeah. Eye UEFA Champions League. Enye La Liga. Enye FA Cup. Enye Premier League. Enye La Liga, enye Copa del Rey, enye UEFA Champions League. Na se uti UEFA Champions League anthem no, na ye boy UEFA Champions League. The first club eba utrim no, eye Real Madrid boguko. Eba experience, eba character, eba game changes. Bibia efa UEFA Champions League no, Real Madrid was so saying Arsenal boguko. But Real Madrid fans don't want now miss feeling ene because of Real Madrid for form. Madrid form ne the best so ama Madrid for no miss feeling say as a match no F as a match ne enyefu but in terms of experience character bibia no ekọ de Madrid. Arsenal on the other side Arsenal any character and say Real Madrid only experience and say Real Madrid will UEFA Champions League by Arsenal wo gidie say no betima share Real Madrid. So the first question abebu san ho ne say dey na ama Arsenal for nya gidie say on betima share Real Madrid and one medical church say football you afraid to say home supremacy. Home supremacy with football which they how our home team no our power, our authority, and dominating every opponent or benefit. In the case of Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League from 2023 basically Obian Meshe Arsenal will be in the UEFA Champions League. So about 2 years Obian knew how about Arsenal PSC about Champions League or Babeshe Arsenal Bayern akoho PSG akoho teams akesi akoho onim say sa teams in your teams are non be expected to come back to Arsenal but went to me so Arsenal because of sa home supremacy no e mo gidie dia to so yemi ene Arsenal from a tactical standpoint ebe ha Real Madrid pa ene from a tactical standpoint Arsenal won no more bet with their Real Madrid se o sha game no from a tactical aspect of the game Real Madrid mostly so mo build your attack na Sanke betime your likely lineup no team they discuss here. Okay. Real Madrid likely lineup.
Madrid
here.
Yes, say Madrid.
I most likely say Courtois, Rudiger, then Abrante Fenisa Asensio, Lucas Vazquez, and report Evan Impokraches.
Hannah, we are looking at having David Alaba on the left.
I most likely say David Alaba.
Which we'll have a conversation about that because I think say risky to put David Alaba here.
No cray.
Into the lineup, no, likely say
David Alaba.
The midfield, no.
Midfield, no. Valverde, Tchouaméni out of this game. So Jude Bellingham, Ebebo, then Yebabenya Kamavinga, Ewoho. Kweku, problem you me say. From a tactical standpoint, maybe a Real Madrid enku ye the more money say. Carlo Ancelotti this season, mostly your percent of building from the back. Say or building from the back, Ubenya Asensio, Ubenya David Alaba wecho, Ubenya Vazquez, no Ubenya Rudiger. Premier League and I said Europe in the UEFA Champions League. In terms of passes per defensive action, young pressing high, position third. Arsenal, eka the top 3 now.
Okay.
So Real Madrid say obe building from the back. Na Madrid back no so obe building no. Say omo building from the back. A team no on kwa kobo no on city deep.
Yeah.
Sanke ya dey say Real Madrid kwa ko share team or city deeper. Madrid benya sa obenya space. Obenya comfortable to build from the back. But in this case, team na Real Madrid kwa ko share no only press pa and only can say sky high pressing. Arsenal for to me press o opponent na nkasa half. Na omo press o opponent ne half a. Omo a very aggressive and proactive. Arsenal air press o opponent half. Omo a proactive and aggressive. So in this case, omo Real Madrid ain't feel comfortable building from the back. So Real Madrid didn't mean feel comfortable building from the back. The training is say obe force Real Madrid say either say obe call long balls. Real Madrid be call the sideway and obey mistakes. And then umianu say Real Madrid for him miensa no. Abrante friend say Mbappe, Vini Junior and Rodrigo. say you winning high balls omo nyade Saliba we ahead of Real Madrid Kiwi we ahead of Real Madrid for anyone say in terms of sa high balls no mo yade so Arsenal for ever for so Real Madrid say omo mbo sa long balls no say omo long balls now e go in favor of Arsenal team no that's the first major problem Arsenal beat their Real Madrid.
But Kwame, with this issue, no, I also think it plays to the advantage of Real Madrid. Let me tell you why. Because Madrid the team normally say almost your team so more press here. Are passing from the back? No one tying any baby. Maybe Madrid can lure Arsenal say Thibaut Courtois fabo, Asensio BM, Rudiger BM.
Okay, mon check your Facebook network in a moment. Why? Mon share network on Facebook mom. Addison,
in a situation now we are still with the Real Madrid build up.
Okay.
Thibaut Courtois football. There's an option Ewanensa Asensio. There's another option Edema Antonio Rudiger. Being Arsenal on the press. Because Bukayo Saka will press from the other side. Ebia Martinelli say through South Nebo Asanamana. Arsenal will press. Now, say any one for the press here. See me be an impressive. Yeah, the midfielders will follow. Defenders will follow. Meaning say Arsenal be move from a normal line or Edia winning. This is why I think say Thibaut Courtois be play major role. Courtois is small baller. On time small ball ain't player also because ideally say a small ball no fast thrower. William Saliba versus Kylian Mbappe Saliba befa. Say Kyo Kra befa. Say a small ball no do call left what and I say right in the case say was small ball no do call Vini wa Ben White befa and also the big right back bia befa. But Thibaut Courtois knowing Thibaut Courtois very well. Sir they normally put the ball our spaces, which is I feel say a top spacer. Mbappe with the pace to pick, Vinicius Junior with the pace to pick, Rodrigo Goes with the pace. Into me feel say Arsenal for if they are not careful, Madrid for better champion.
And baby still now they playing advantage for Arsenal. You say Courtois, everybody call the wide area now. Arsenal, a fullback defensively, only very disciplined.
Very well.
Timber the Babo is very disciplined defensively.
Yeah.
Say Luis Kelly Nimpokran defensively on your back. So what check Real Madrid that anytime Biana say Real Madrid, omukosia opponent ne press very well no. E ya check Real Madrid midfield. Mostly say Real Madrid kosia team or press very well no. Anytime Real Madrid be beat this team ne pressing Biana, either say or Luka Modric or Chelsea and also or Dani Ceballos. Our team control game everything in possession. Our own slow pressing. So anytime Real Madrid for Biano, say only say two players now midfield there's name Sadia. In this case, Kamavinga. On to me, yes, I did. Okofa Freddy Balbaldia. Freddy Balbaldi any that type of midfielder. Okofa Jude Bellingham, the any say or protectable or carry ball and make sure so be created the amount. So remember that all look at the change as here. Dennis Bayo send you hono. Say remember they say obe from the back. Now obe BT Arsenal press in Pokrana. Why are they press resistant midfielder in this case?
So they'll bypass the midfield.
So bypass the midfield now over long balls now. Still now Arsenal in terms of winning the high balls, 50-50 balls, first ball, second balls, and they start playing.
Now one for ball now or the ball no two spaces. So because Kwame, my fear is that say Real Madrid enya Arsenal for 1v1. Which they were. Real Madrid will hands them. In fact, on the how we because just in a situation say
1v1 on Benjamin.
Set you
because we take a decision so we make Kamavinga. So Kamavinga boy, watch your Madrid creativity no. Once and says so much about na Courtois tabosim. Or tackle for long. Or call for longer. One it me ahead the ball.
So the conversation is that say Thibaut Courtois football either they are passing or not bypassing Arsenal for press, or they are bypassing or movement for the long. Long now, can Thibaut Courtois knows very well. Say there is no way a Saliba be Jai Ama Mbappe for Bono. So they are not going to do that. They are going to put the ball in space. And when I say me fear and say, just imagine say, ya bobo, and they are two spacer. Mbappe Saliba, Mbappe will pick. My friend say, what press Madrid be breba. One really you are leaving Vinicius Junior versus Timber. You are leaving Ebia, they say left back one. Uko Jaibia Luis Kelly versus Rodrigo Goes. Woko jai ebia Kiro Saliba versus Mbappe. Eba Pesa Madrid be hands omo. It me feel say they should not do that. Madrid, the more you press them, who just spaces Madrid for who press space. If they start doing that now, Babe Breba on the hands.
Typical example, the Okani typical example. Real Madrid near Manchester City, by difference, women say City press higher. One, and you coordinated, omunya aggressive, omunya proactive. So, Real Madrid not portray the ball long ball now. On your time and space to place accurate long ball. At the aqua two space, I'm Vinicius and Mbappe aqua. But in the case of Arsenal, and now say all press here one, the front three, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Merino, ever press hard. Omo press here is being backed by Omo midfielders, Albania Declan Rice, Patemu and Martin Odegaard Ebake. So Omo pressing a well calculated and coordinated, very aggressive and proactive. So say Oje ball now be massa long balls now on time just space. Omo force so Emma ball long ball now is suit on Arsenal and I'll be a mistake. So in this case, Real Madrid phobe here midfielder who expect to say press here harder or be drop deep. I act as a deep lying playmaker. I don't be retaining compartment or be retaining our ball no. At the calmness number. So anytime you are team you are facing Real Madrid this season, no press hard piano. And you are not Real Madrid what Dennis Ceballos no Modric. Okay. By this case, Omni Sadi NB. So in terms of the midfield control, Arsenal sign advantage.
So and Arsenal never control game no, right? Because Odegaard ne Declan Rice team bar. I just send the party be control game no. Good. Odegaard Declan Rice so much me bar party be control game no. So party control game na. I just say Madrid left and right omo ka Alaba ne Vasquez no. Then Martinelli ne Saka. Not just ne game ne baba bidio mo.
Can say Arsenal will control the game. No? I think Arsenal will control possession. Real Madrid will control the transitions. Exactly. So it's not as if
Madrid transitions. And so many times this season, Madrid I comebacks. Others and sorry Arsenal defenders, no, and the Arsenal ball, no, especially in the middle. Watch what this is in Champions League. A game some more. Once someone committee on who be brave. Say almost dominating middle now. Na se Madrid for your margin so be control transitions na me won is emfa because omo left and right na nye Madrid or the Alaba ko gina 3 hwa na obo Vasquez as number 2 a me no nyina anim se omo ntimi handle Saka ne aye dramat ne
Ken Wadaroma
once me ba ana da bia ye hwe Mbappe Vini ene na da bia ye kasa Carlo Ancelotti sa decision no ema obo se na Mbappe ne na manfimfin ho wo se na Rodrigo ayede wabachi wo se na Vini wabachi because omu nya ball ne nyeden emu ntie so omo withdraw e ba sa Arsenal be pin ni omo.
Okay, so
it is hard decision mo hwe no mame
Kwame say honestly one of the shocks a me nyaye me susu da se metim po say adwin bi kura Bakalo Ancelotti mu say obebo David Alaba Lucas Vasquez then Kabeka say mempe but Balaba de strangely oba back kra no central defense no kra me hu ni inti one strange decision for Lucas Vasquez come player bia wa bo as a winger bia no say otene as a right backer clearly who say defensively o issues I to say Jesus Navas wa ko born right back time be a different wingers bia o ten as right back no eya na defensively wo issue na the entire Lucas Vasquez 2-3 years ni wa ba eya kakra ne say time bia no Carlo Ancelotti make sure say someone is in front of him and nipa kro defensively oye adwuma yi pa into 3 years ago omo say Fede Valverde na from the right wing or Fede Valverde will double up Obebwani defensively. Recently, time will be as almost Lucas Vasquez in the tour. Ayana Rodrigo Goes, Aye Juma Pa de Mano. But now he's being exposed. And not in the fool say, Sir Lucas Vasquez Bebo tour. Kwame. Ebia Rodrigo Goes never started from the wings. Or Semi say Luka Modric Ebo or Kamavinga. Now Ebia was Sanso defend Eddie Jubelia Makanwa. And ye be a Fede Valverde never come more of the right. In Tainimam, you know. So if you play Lucas Vasquez as a right backer, either you are telling Rodrigo Goes to be defensively sure, say, or kwa, or beba nicha babe, because Martinelli or Hagin or Fede Valverde will probably be looking at that area.
Me share you back. Me say Carlo Ancelotti sa decision on Frank Garcia and Alaba na Arsenal set pieces in India because no open numbers.
Okay.
Open height.
I think we'll have a discussion on the set pieces.
So but say Ekobasa Arsenal nya corner kick. Because I think say Washa Courtois and Carlo Ancelotti na no more discuss about Arsenal set pieces. As a day ni na ye Arsenal set pieces. Then if Alaba beka defenders no one, Obenya Alaba, Rudiger, Jude beba beka one.
Good shout.
That is the decision no. Good, but maybe say as a those set pieces na European play.
A good shout.
Baby a Carlo mo free no. Good.
Yeah.
By baby so a go disadvantage say. On say oni kwaku discussing na no. Bukayo Saka ni Gabriel Martinelli di omni David Alaba ne Vasquez. By football no kwaku asesa nyoma bebre. Ateta wasesa nyoma bebre. Apart from 1 versus 1 na Saka ne Martinelli very good. Anytime be a Arsenal ba attack bia no. Se o pese ohun se Martinelli any Bukayo Saka will give him pana. Ateta used to a friend said the broad wide overload. On the left side, enkoye Martinelli nkwa. Luis Kelly pushi ko nanim. Declan Rice pushi ko nanim. Sa 3 players no overload opponent ne right back.
Yeah.
Baby Bukayo Saka wono David Alaba we wono. Enkoye Bukayo Saka nkwa ni David Alaba. Ye benya the right back of Arsenal so be join attack alongside Martin Odegaard. So the wide areas ni na Arsenal overload. And one problem no because Real Madrid for right baby Vasquez be wono. Defensively Fede Valverde a very good obet makoba. Rodrigo a very good obet makoba. So start 2 players no. Eba the cover Vasquez one on bet me and making sure somebody protect it. I cover Vasquez. By on the left side, baby a David Alaba be one. Vinicius Junior defensively obet ma obere draw na.
And no one of the so they will put Jude Bellingham there. What
so
about
Eba koye Jude nkwa.
Exactly.
Say koye Jude na koye David Alaba. Arsenal on that side, ebenya Bukayo Saka. Setimba never right back. Any Martin Odegaard still now 3 versus 2. But advantage.
Okay, so what about this situation? Wabo Lucas Vasquez. Wa policy Fede Valverde to help him. Wabo David Alaba. We policy Jude Bellingham, who is also defensively very good. To help Alaba. Meaning say, Obewa Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, in case say transitions na far. And I think say Kenya bad because if you are doing a transition, not really near Kylian Mbappe near Obey deadly. Arsenal will be careful to go for it.
No, let's not forget, say in terms of counter-pressing football, to be honest with you, Arsenal are one of the best.
But one say, yeah, can't wait, Arsenal for Mikel Arteta and him say, so many results and they have to forget. Because Madrid for no found now, what they now, this is a year coming in, oh, Banabel, say, what they, you say
1-0, 2-0, Koha.
Even 1-0. Arsenal 2-0 they omoko.
No, 2-0 you won't survive there.
But
I'm sorry.
But 1-0 they better thing. So what I say, so this is the time. Omo week, especially which you. We Rudiger ne that boy Rawa Sensua. As someone omo players are GDA den e wo mo ho. And now coach na take a decision said then because of Declan Rice party Odegaard enti Obebo Kamavinga. Or Fede Valverde be den. E be come na Jude e withdraw. Na Rodrigo Sambede so ombenya 4 e wan finfi ho so what I say na akoye Vini and Mbappe then ombe switch we fa we be fa omunyina one area. Arsenal very good defenders especially during team by this season so what drama so and that's Kelly boy honestly one boy
but is he talking about Arsenal I think that we are also not being fair to Madrid because Arsenal is very weak to our defensive play because Gabriel Magalhaes is not playing.
Yeah, Gabriel.
And you know, and America says, "Oh, Bona Kiyo." And it is said that Madrid is also able David Alaba because who the key only coach now Mbappe and Vinicius Junior him. In as much as we are acknowledging the fact to say Madrid defensively you weak, Arsenal also defensively you weak. Luis Kelly no ya no, and then about the greatest test too.
One thing they say, the man the Padubo na kase, ombeko ediama Arsenal defensively they say all compare 2 teams now this season defensively Madrid any Arsenal the no, Madrid any shaky more.
The last 2 matches, some consider 6.
Madrid any shaky more.
It is Ancelotti face because this stage ultimate consider goes be 1 goal be accounted.
So Kwame,
last two teams no ma share Madrid na. Obi o twa bet bia hu ni say Madrid be concede goal.
Oh, hwe Ken me pamucho.
Nti ye hwe de Madrid betimi ayeden. Because omo no share.
So I think second.
Ti da bia no be concede goal. Madrid ntimi mo game, Champions League game on bebo, obenya clean sheet.
Clean sheet as some there. You see, Madrid now almost two faces. Maybe I want to say, especially anymore for no. Either they are playing too well or they are playing too bad. Madrid can show you a face or the ball Sasuna. No, both Fusa or Manchester City or Champions League or be a different animal. Madrid betinya show a bad face against Real Betis. Oh, TV no both no Di Carlo Ancelotti atem ade be no no master san no master Atletico Madrid. It's in kwofo no. So what dey ade baako ehwe omo a o conversation e be sesa.
But nkoma yedi no. The ye kan nyina no say ye di kan ahwe from a tactical aspect of the game.
Very well.
And currently from a tactical aspect of the game, Arsenal with more weapons or the be hit Real Madrid than Real Madrid yet from so who use tactical aspects now. And you care about Madrid defense is shaky. Midfield. Another problem Madrid face, Arsenal strength have been the set pieces.
Okay, let's have a conversation.
The set pieces. Real Madrid weakness this season. Arsenal also the share goals. Because Arsenal share 93 goals this season. 93 goals now Arsenal Arsenal. And 33% from set piece. That kind of person a dim come over big screen is so peggy. On say your ball corner kicks are. You will be on the left side. You will be on the right side. When I the left side, as the corner kick on the left side. The omo ye say, on say you will in swing. In swing ni ball now echo inside the box na nkasa no.
Even example, I fight say Arsenal enya corner kick na obi oye right, Declan Rice e ko gina ho. Say oba e in swinger. Okay.
Then you will outswing. In this case, Arsenal nya corner kick over the left side. 97% in swing.
It is a right. Obi oye right.
Obi oye right the kobo.
A boss from the left. Exactly. Normally Declan Rice nebo.
And the onsa corner kick or the ebony shots. And no one on my 3%.
There's a don't one no obo cross it.
Omo cross it, but inside of opponents no. A box in him. And as a corner kick near the right side. And also so in swing ni 86%. 86%. So as Nanya corner kick from the right side and the left side, majority of our corner kicks near in swing. And I have seen a problem the war. Because anytime we are asking about corner kick be an okay, allow opponents they say on defend the zone. So opponents they may not be so be protecting the penalty box. Arsenal players about bare 5. About could not opponents in the goal post on the tell me any ball. By the ball nearby, and I'm say opponents in a defend the zone no who protect the zone.
Bear.
Players never running behind.
And for free yet down. They watch out balance na waka. So from a more for full.
You want for 14 tintimo. Kende fufu machine ani yedi yeduma.
Machine boni.
Amu say phone na e oba e yanti. Me don ko kende digital sector. E waja ubenya bia wo de be.
Yeah, car harvest. Omo wakakra no. So ebe party Saliba na hwan.
Say blockers for na.
Aye blockers.
Say Merino so boss a false nine and also one dangerous guy.
And another dangerous player. Mikel Merino, I say Adrian.
Yeah, but Kwame, say we are still having a discussion on it. One of those things you need to notice, and say, Arsenal for set pieces, no, and Pempi, no, a goalkeeper area was box kits, no, and one Arsenal normally only born it. Now, this I want to have a conversation, Kwame. Real Madrid first La Liga game, Rodrigo Guez ne share goal. Mayoka Fonya corner kick. Mayoka for the corner kick in the show, Morici in the share Sago. Yamba name sake of time, recent times. Money Ross Sophia dad. Mo the set piece nya, I do call extra. Omo share set piece. Against Valencia, another what?
Set piece.
Then obviously say there's a problem, which Madrid needs to look at because nkomana yedi no. One pa because Arsenal forces strengths any eho. First question I asked the second. Say Arsenal for corner kick no do two baby a goalkeeper ni jinanka sankasa. Because why is it that Real Madrid are also conceding goals from the same zone because some goalkeeper no so one. I sent Perry me send no picture be let's if I'll get that picture now box in the you realize it's like yanko the next ones baby park no access so there no Kwame ade ba ko aye me wan say Kwame Tibu Kutua owa Arsenal for no so will try so on be hekel no what I say it's oya squeeze iso normally Real Madrid for the defend their defend is a Tibu Kutua nie when necessary protect Tibu Kutua box ni so Antonio Rudiger who are saying so who are Jude Bellingham who are Fede Valverde say young protect say Tibu Kutua are there in the teams except Real Madrid within the same zone first question in here
and plan no this ewo enana dream say Jude Bellingham be protect our first ball so no player be gina no
Fede
Valverde
Fede Valverde
yeah
that is the area because Raul Asensio Otimi Jampe, but I don't think so. Bet any Saliba. So Arsenal for ne ba. Yem for ne say Rudiger and the main man. Or for Saliba. Why never party more those players in our height, you know? Because all Arsenal for on playing in way. Set pieces, you know. Mbappe, Jeboa, Obetima wonders. Madrid for no this season or my year be over this season. Mbappe bet my change game no. Vinicius bet me change, Rodrigo bet me change. At any point in time, South no, will be a bet me change game no. But as na GDA say, some bet me a BB, I know we defend the world. We need be him. And no more say Madrid weekends.
But Kwame, Arsenal for no more say ombe corner cakes that. Nyina kugu one side. How will you say I say so come market on my step party and you don't know
because nyina ku say Arsenal nya corner kicker. Sa box ni
Arsenal corner kick or if they'll get a picture for us.
Sa box ni no. Madrid players and one go protect sa zone.
Kwame, em so nyina be go ha here. Oh quiet then
in this case, opponent no na West Ham no omo need the kind protect zone. Arsenal players no want it. So in this case, opponent ni zone na market. Ball you release ball na Arsenal players no eba ko obstruct. Omo ko obstruct here. Ebema remember the focus ni every zone na afi the other player ne so. And when Arsenal players on the pinball no ebenya sa zone na
and again the can attack goalkeeper Tibu Kutua. So first let's have a real discussion. Tibu Kutua Osua
memre ne ko
on the target Thomas type at ten tire sir. My question is say I didn't Tibu Kutua and say can now Obama Thomas type at table about he needs to show up. No but it's
part of football.
Arsenal for no we are not on the prim no one can hear on the target so
na kwato height no at any point to be opia me so stretch
and yes so all penny easy but on the blocking path no so on my nti e ade o mo said aye goalkeeper
but the point is say Madrid for team avoid this obi any so
exactly of course na say why you good training plus na say team Kutua so mo training on it sa nti e say training no mo kan no
asema okay asema ye kan na na say o same na apa to me from a tactical aspect of the game, Arsenal, weapon now the Real Madrid. Arsenal, a methodical team, or more use system. But the Real Madrid team near when you say, "Yeah, what Champions League go to me our system no tactics here."
Yeah, at any point in time.
Say Arsenal system now near you man, the tactics are near you man. Arsenal will game changers
nah, that is the real thing.
And then they are ready for weapon.
And only at the end because game changes, so not game changes, so no.
And no, Arsenal bet by your tactics, no, in favor Arsenal. Tactics in favor Arsenal. But ready for any methodical team or individual brilliance or best game, no. And yes, switch here, and game no can. A game back to me, Real Madrid for qualify or Benabao.
I'm going to qualify.
Yes,
and again, this man our warm background, you know, I'll key and Emirates Stadium, and of course, Aqua Stadium with Chelsea several times, you know, the Stadium. Arsenal for GDA say Omope and a Madrid far born to Omonated that. Omope and a Madrid in show. And almost GDA was an Emirates, maybe so ABC, Emirates Stadium. Now, sir, when you acquire one red.
Sir,
him red. No better me many.
Sir,
crowd with your mature. Yes, your ken. Him red.
I am in Marco.
There.
Bonina boys name.
Oh, sir. Enti what you want to say? Bibia when you are here with me Casatro.
There be need to Mokasa, so many Madikuntia.
Okay.
That in a can now.
I don't know what to grow.
Oh, me who say boys in a normal.
already yeniko hwɛ mu abi kakra na Kwame ne Ederson Eddie no bigi
Kenam
okay
Arsenal defense no our problem kaka, to be honest. There Gabriel Magalhaes is a prayer no. I was scared for the Arsenal defense. But the last game Arsenal boy versus Everton. So Jacob Kivior, I am sure say Bema that kind of confidence. It will say Abrante anybody me step in now Juma de Abo Arsenal Boboko no. In the game against Everton, Kivior performance, to me, he was the best Arsenal defender. He was one of the reasons in here. Arsenal Boboko no, anya that loss. Everton home grounds. He stood in, played very well, did extremely well for the Arsenal setup. It will be just any confidence, So Abrante anybody more was through. So obetimi replicate this same performance and net dia. Ebia na Arsenal any problem. E wo mu defense hono. Just as ebia e mu bi ehu. One player Msulomano. I am asked Louis Kelly. Louis Kelly is a very good left back. He has that kind of quality. Mijitum no cre. Louis Kelly anya some test America say bigger. Yes, that is very true. Against Manchester City, the performance ne was so Abrante any born home modern. Now the modern money was so papa. Obo City game ni boni ye. Eventually, he even had a goal for Arsenal Boboko no. It open one of the biggest tests. A young player bet me anya. Obeka say playing against Manchester City, no dying that performance at dinner there. Ubenya sa GD no e Louis Kelly mu. But then again, you ask yourself, say, is it Real Madrid? That is number one. And was it at the Champions League stage? In 2008-2009, it was Champions League mu. Manchester United, any Arsenal, Cristiano Ronaldo, any an Arsenal left back at that time had similar encounter. At that time, Ronaldo a player was establishing home. Arsenal had a young player, Kieran Gibbs, 18-year-old left back. Satan was Shasi Peja or Ginny Ding. In the game versus Manchester United, no be ahead of Gibbs bet me because in the league, no a bomb moment at GD trust the baby winimu. But when they got to the Champions League stage, the big night, Abrante any disappointed here. He was Arsenal's worst player or the goal chair Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo Cocoche. And when I'm Swedish Louis Kelly, so bet me a pass a test and na. Or Man City no or born home. But you are playing against Rodrigo. At this stage of the Champions League, for the past 5 years here, Rodrigo are consistent. Wabo asanso aboniye. Until then again, Ubebi sa won say Abrante na friend Louis Kelly no. Or was our quality no betimi aye. That is a big question. And there have been times again Ubenya GD wa Abrante anymore. But sorry to use this word, certain mistakes America say yes silly. An experienced player enye obekwa akwa ye na result in a penalty. The last game on boy against Everton no, was a clear indication. Until there was a coach in any Abrante and so kasa. Now in this particular encounter, because games like this, mistakes in the and our opponent back capitalize on that. No idea how. Madrid problem ni na the left back position. Madrid problem ni na the left back position. David Alaba.
But sen na sa akra no mama na game na chense na bambe bu forever wana.
Frangasia.
Frangasia we dey na just say football club no. E won hia bi.
Ken
so be
what do you want to make us a win here so be as a player? Me metimi aka, wo betimi aka. But as a player when you get to this particular stage, a whole minute say we test one kasa ho, the mental toughness and mental fortitude.
What's an say be make say ball crowd but chen fellow Mendy just say at the highest level no Mendy was through. But now all form this season chen Mendy.
He's a good left back. What they need to Alaba, you David Alaba in the past. What Bobby consistently.
Okay.
At the point now Alaba one of the best and also the best left back.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes, near the need to Marcelo no near Vramo. But about Real Madrid now you should in position. E man be center back. It for a player on your consistent Madrid team due to injuries in recent times. Now the positions also you say changing no. Now in a game like this at the quarter-final stage of the Champions League, Alaba back no baba be Bobby Diama Real Madrid. Recently about central defense the Kwampo Nkoyi a left back and now David Alaba kwa jina. A position possibly Obeshi Bukayo Saka, who is Arsenal's golden boy and the best player for Arsenal. Oko injury ni mu nyina o sanso baaye no. Abrante ne ba be kire in the first game from injury.
Saka so nya fit.
Saka ebebo.
But minimum so or but 100%.
But he's close to because the last game Everton game coach the bench because of so rest key players no. And until that man started party one starting Martinelli, one starting Bukayo Saka, any host of other players, Martin Odegaard, no many idea. Because no person onya on the Arsenal's said you better bet me do Meshia Real Madrid Bobo Kono. It's the Saka you close to the 100% fitness. Now Oshia David Alaba there. I think it is going to be a very big game for Alaba. Ancelotti making sure to be taking the right decision. Because as I left back and then to me and Hodia. A better danger among Real Madrid. A whole number Arsenal channel of attack, because that is the position of my best player.
Minister will be changing our dream. Say Fiorentino press bit more changing our dream. Say, yes, my way monable. Anna,
a better come. Many sure
we send a press conference. What you say, or more come about pressure, and then maybe or ya moon say, Edman say, what bread on fancy on fanto. Or say, Nipo important to a club in a memory. You who is our bread. Or the Fiorentino press. Who is said Madrid team in one here?
Yes.
Or no who said or no Carlo Ancelotti na Abre. Kwame Gelati, Lawson television say Wabre. For me, so what
I think that with all seriousness, Arsenal the be game anymore. Mikel Arteta at the pre-match say for the past 20 years there, he feels this is Arsenal's biggest game. Close to 20 years in here. It's your biggest gamer or be attaching all form of seriousness. And unti and at the last game of boy against Everton or benchy key players maybe said be your more game way. It wouldn't be an easy game just as Obi anymore. Real Madrid is Real Madrid at this particular stage. Me and the bad they say Arsenal be in a film, but I don't see Real Madrid winning today. I'll go for a double chance for Arsenal.
Double chance Arsenal.
Yes.
And a double chance Arsenal.
Arsenal. Possibly a 2-1 win for Arsenal.
Okay. Remember those in the course in the Swaba. But other game, no fan chair because I think it's the biggest game there. In terms of two teams now more than there. Okay, other side. And near Bayern Munich and Inter Milan game no. And then two teams no. But because we say Madrid room no. Ama we na ababe game kese at your chance you know. Arsenal are finalists our Champions League. Omunji bida. But these are two clubs are Bakwaji saying 4 almost 6 or so almost 5 and 6 between them 5 or 6 between them Inter and Bayern Munich anyway so 15 between them name Bakwe 0 okay Yenfa and insure na yon komra Ateta say biggest game in 20 years I say Chelsea mu no mu on mabo na nyebo United no mbo mu on mabo bebre ne nyebo papa bia. Hey, masa obi ka se maya mon miemfa ya adwemra so. Anya no obi akwaka se Gavi ni mbo ba ne bofu a wa betra press conference ase ka se.
Gavi asem ne
di. Okay. Okay. Almost on safe Spain player. Gidi o bobo to say.
Yeah, you go so here checks and balances na akeka bia boma titibia free manager. Ya hwese betimi afa e dia Real Madrid a very difficult game. Very difficult game. Arsenal for are very confident. I mean, the Arsenal for maybe another last time they played Real Madrid. Mutiminya qualification over Real Madrid. 2006. Gives Arsenal for a lot of confidence. And I'm almost but they shouldn't also forget the Champions League again. We are the quarter-final stage, and at the quarter-final stage. It's been like more than 20 years in the Real Madrid free or the quarter-final stage.
Okay.
Adding quarter-final stage pa. The last time it happened to Real Madrid, our Champions League was in 2003-2004 season. It's at this stage of the Champions League there. So betimi anya GDS Madrid be free no. Akwa ye bibia ho. But Ken Arsenal for your confidence performance and then bad. And Madrid team, especially in the defense, looks a bit shaky. Honestly speaking, there are certain positions. Fella Mendy, honestly, but Fella Mendy out. And Fella Mendy out, and found some defensively. Fella Mendy on any day gives you a lot of fire options.
Okay.
So on defending, but attacking wise now the ABB in his absence. Why never that is another problem for Real Madrid.
Okay. Join others and Kwame our big screen so ne nkomo kakra because ne ombremo ho na yaba eha na yatwaso okay Edison mon shawo mayena ene Emirates stadium sa begin because ne mo say internet Bayern Munich game so ne be kakra enso ewo ho okay
Ken wadaroma ye metie fa kwa ba emfamra big screens no so we're having a discussion. Of course, this is the big game. Arsenal, Emirates against Real Madrid. In the discussion, Wadaroma, would say radio na, oba television also, and also say oba Facebook, ebe boa we send ebeya, and common be de would say radio, so se be chong for need ya send ebeya and common so se be de diamo. There's a sound, say any about the bonko. Yes, that's the bonko. Big game.